Welcome to the finals of the Premier Challenge. Today, for my co-caster right now, I'm not joined by a Pokemon. Arnie used a substitute. This is awesome. This is one of our players, Patrick. He made top 4, so congrats to him as well, and thank you for letting me share this adorable thing with the world. So in our final match, we have Alicia Martinez and Andrew Weaver. We have seen both of them on stream earlier today. Andrew was just on a second ago with that Groudon Victory Bell combo, as well as Tapu Koko, Incineroar, Yveltal, and Stakataka. Alicia has been running Venusaur, Zapdos, Groudon, Incineroar, Tapu, Fini, and Solgaleo. Now, Solgaleo has been one I've Dynasty. We didn't see it on stream when she was playing, but that has been a lot of talk, at least from what I've seen in the VGC community. When Solgaleo was originally disregarded for Duskmane's Necrozma, as it is able to take hits better, but Solgaleo is able to one-hit KO so many things with, and as someone who's attempted to play Solgaleo, you're able to one-shot a lot of common threats with the choice bands, such as the Kyogre, Xerneas with Sunsteel Strike, Kyogre with Wild Charge, Incineroar with Superpower. All of those being the 3 most popular Pokemon in the format, it definitely makes for a hard thing to counter. Alicia gonna start off with Incineroar and Tapu Fini, while Andrew is going to start off with Incineroar and Victory Bell. So we do see the double Incineroar. We can see who has the speed advantage here. Tapu Fini will be the first, and then we're going to see Andrew with his Incineroar. That could be a speed tie. We don't know for a fact. And we are going to see now Alicia's Incineroar go for that Intimidate as well. So both of the Incineroars are down 1 in attack. Tapu Fini and Victory Bell don't really have anything to lower in attack. They are definitely special attackers. We know that Fini will be fastest on the field here, so it can use that. We've seen it earlier, carry lots of status moves. It had Gravity and Swagger to boost its own Groudon and have those Precipice Blades hit 100% as well. We saw the Groudon carry that surprise Stomping Tantrum. Definitely an exciting match. She's a great player, as Andrew, not only hitting top 4 very recently in the past 2019 tournaments, but has also been able to play pretty successfully today, making it to the top 2. We're going to see Tapu Fini go for the Icy Wind. We also saw a fake out this time. We saw the fake out. I think that was from Andrew's Incineroar onto Alicia's. Sludge Bomb, super effective. Yeah, so what that was, fake out was from Andrew there. Andrew's Incineroar could be faster, maybe going for a speed creep, or using Adamant instead of Brave, or whatever nature it has instead of Brave. While Alicia's Incineroar, again, speed tie is an option, or it is slower, and it could take that into account. The Sludge Bomb did a lot of damage onto that Tapu Fini, but Victory Bell not going to risk another play to it. Right now it's going to protect, and Gravity coming out from Tapu Fini. That is definitely setting the stage for Groudon later with that Precipice Blades, but gotta be careful of Andrew's own Groudon. It is a known partner for Victory Bell and can make use of that Gravity as well, especially with Andrew going for a U-turn out into a different Pokemon. Are we gonna see the switch into Groudon? It looks like, and there it is, there's the Groudon, so it's definitely in a good position to use that Groudon with that Gravity. And Alicia now, that Incineroar, I didn't see what it did, but it's staying in the infield. Might have gone for Flare Blitz, or anything onto, or U-turn onto Victory Bell. Right now, Andrew has a speed advantage thanks to Victory Bell's Chlorophyll ability. That'll double its speed, its fastest on the field, and it does have a knockout on Tapu Fini. Not so much on Incineroar, but that's what Groudon's for. Andrew definitely has the type advantage here. We have with Tapu Fini and Incineroar. Incineroar is a good advantage for Alicia because she could possibly be able to Flare Blitz, to go for a Flare Blitz onto that Victory Bell. We're going to see Sludge Bomb onto a Groudon slot. It's not very effective there. And we're going to see the Life Orb once again. Precipice Blades coming out from Andrew. And that is going to do enough to knock out the Incineroar and get the opposing Groudon to half health. Andrew in a very good position when it comes to speed right now, thanks to that Victory Bell. Victory Bell is one of those Pokemon you do not see very often on anywhere. After playing so many battles, I still have not seen one, but now Alicia bringing in her own sort of type of Victory Bell with Venusaur, and Venusaur with the chlorophyll, it's going to be we now don't know if Victory Bell's quicker. We got to look at Venusaur's speed, and knowing that Venusaur with that speed might be able to put that opposing Groudon to sleep on Andrew's side, that or go for an attack on the Groudon, go for Grass on and try and finish it, is definitely, Alicia's got a good chance with that Venusaur, but we're not going to see who's faster because Andrew's switching in to his own Incineroar, and we're going to see a Protect from his Groudon. Venusaur will go for Sludge Bomb. That attack is aimed at the Incineroar, formerly Victory Bell slot, and we also see the Life Orb on that Grass attacker. And we're going to see, I believe, was that Precipice Blades? Yes, it was. There's the Precipice Blades onto the Incineroar at half health. Andrew's Incineroar is down to 1 HP. Oh my goodness, the Intimidate mattered there. 1 HP, and the Ayaba Berry restoring another 100. Oh my goodness. Andrew is still in this thing. He has Fake Out possible. Venusaur gonna go for Protect on Alicia's side. Now the Groudons are gonna, and we're gonna see a double Protect from Alicia's side actually. And that could be to prevent that from happening. The Fake Out that was targeted onto the Venusaur. There's the Precipice Blades for Andrew's own Groudon. Oh my goodness, I need to sit down. I am sitting down. It's still not enough. That Incineroar taking that Precipice Blades was such an important play, or amazing. I don't know what that'll amount to, but either way, that Incineroar is really something. Very, very good play there. Or very good luck. I don't even know if anyone. I don't know if switching into that you could have predicted that. That was absolutely amazing. Protect coming out from Andrew's Groudon now, and Grass not going onto it from Alicia's Venusaur. Not gonna play out, and we're gonna see another Precipice Blaze. Will this Incineroar survive it again? This time, not. Still, I can't get that out of my mind. That was such an exciting moment. 1 HP. It's like I had a Focus Sash on it. Gravity's back to normal, so Precipice Blade does not hit 100% of the time. Each person at 3 to 3 Pokemon right now. We're going to see Yveltal come out from Andrew's side. And we're going to see that Dark Aura incants its Dark attacks. So now, in this case, Venusaur, the Sun, I do not know if the Sun is still up. It doesn't look like it is, so Venusaur no longer fastest and has to be scared if Yveltal does carry a Flying-type move such as Oblivion Wing, because Venusaur is weak to it. Groudon on the other side. Groudon on both sides, looming, not in the best position for Alicia, as Precipice Blades cannot hit the Yveltal. Andrew, he can pull off the hit, Precipice Blades on both of Alicia's Pokemon. That Yveltal definitely is a good counter for Groudon because of its flying type. Just naturally, it's a good counter. So let us see if this will, we're going to see knockoff from Andrew's Yveltal. Yveltal's now quickest. Knockoff with a critical hit. 1 hit KOing that Venusaur on Alicia's side. And the Life Orb is gone, and a Precipice Blades from Alicia. From Alicia's Groudon onto Andrew's Groudon does very little there, around a 6th. While a single target Precipice Blades for Andrew's side on a half-health Groudon is enough to knock out Alicia, now down to her last Pokemon. Andrew has 3 remaining, and we're going to see Tapu Fini return to the field. Add that little bit of health. Alicia, though Fini does have, we know it has Icy Wind. That is super effective on both the Bacon Bird, Yveltal, and Groudon. But Icy Wind is known for having very low speed, and it's going to be a forfeit. In some cases in VGC, it is better to toss the towel in. In this case, Alicia didn't really want to reveal more Tapu Fini's moves or stats. sometimes that is the better play. Andrew, 1 win away from taking home the championship tonight. Alicia, the underdog right now, needs to win every of the rest of her matches in order to take home the win. Let's get into the possible final match of the Premier Challenge. So in this case, we saw a lead last time. We saw Victory Bell, and I want to say it was Incineroar on Andrew's side. Alicia, I think we also saw, or it could have been Yveltal. I don't actually remember the leads. And that's, again, not really that important right now, but it is important to see if any leads change. We know that Alicia here, when you lose a game, your first instinct is, what can I do better? And the first thing in Pokemon to think with that is, what should I change? Who should I change in battle? Who should I bring in to this time instead of the last time? Andrew's ready to go for a possible victory here. Alicia with that Solgaleo. I'm very curious to see if Solgaleo is going to make an appearance, actually. The Dark types do threaten it, the Incineroar and Yveltal, but it does have some very solid counters on Stack Attack if it carries Superpower, and Zen Headbutt onto Victory Belt is also a solid counter. Also has to be scared of Groudon, so even though it is a very, very cool Pokemon, we might not see it on the field right now. Let's get into the final match here. Here we go. And we're going to see Venusaur, Tapu Fini lead for Alicia. That is a different lead this time. Andrew going to lead with Incineroar and Yveltal, the double dark lead. First up to go will be the Yveltal. Then will be that Tapu Fini, and then Incineroar, Venusaur fitting in somewhere there. And we're going to see the Intimidate not really doing anything, not a huge threat to either of the Pokemon on the field. So now we do know Fake Out from Andrew's Incineroar is going to be something Alicia might want to look out for. That we're going to see Venusaur switch out, this time going back into Incineroar, getting an Intimidate on both of Andrew's Dark types. They both are physical attackers as well. Very interestingly enough, the double dark lead right now does not have a super effective move on anything. Fake Out gonna prevent Tapu Fini from moving in. Andrew this time gonna go for a Tailwind. That'll double his speed, give him that advantage ahead of Alicia. Although double dark on both of these Pokemon isn't necessarily a good lead. Incineroar, Flare Blitz knockoff, and we've seen it, I believe, had U-turn last round. Not necessarily a good play here. Nothing that it really resists on Alicia's side. Or sorry, Alicia's side. Nothing it can hit on Alicia's side. Yveltal just gonna go out into Tapu Koko. We now see. Oh, I'm sorry, Xerneas No. Xerneas No is the Stack Attacka. Smeargle No is the Tapu Koko. That's fun to say. But we're gonna see Stack Attacka for the first time in this match. And a Moonblast onto Stack Attacka does 28 damage. Not very much at all. So now we've kind of, once again, returned to a stalemate. Each team having an Incineroar, and Alicia having that full health Incineroar compared to Andrew's minus 20 HP. Wow, that's a huge difference. Definitely a huge difference. 20 HP. No, I'm just messing around. Andrew was able to set the Tailwind, but now he's two very slow Pokemon, and Incineroar and Stack Attacka. Though we are going to see Incineroar go first with a knockoff onto Tapu Fini, and it's not very effective and will remove the Wiki Berry. We now know that Fini's item is that Pinch Berry. Moonblast coming out from Fini onto Andrew's own Incineroar, doing, with a critical hit, 80 or so damage. U-turn out onto the Incineroar as well from Alicia's side onto Andrew's Incineroar. That means we will see, with that U-turn, we will see Incineroar facing off against a new opponent. That opponent is Groudon. Groudon coming out from Alicia's side is going to be very useful for her right now against these two Pokemon, which are both weak to ground. Gyro Ball coming out from Stack Attacka onto Tapu Fini gets it to the yellow range, but what maybe it looked like it did just maybe a little less than 50%. In this case, with the Tailwind up, Andrew might have the advantage in speed with his Incineroar against the Groudon, but that Stack Attacker is tricky because it is a naturally slow Pokemon, and most people always run it with minimum speed. So Stack Attacker in this case is kind of like a sitting duck. Yes, it can hit Tapu Fini, but if it's slower than the Groudon, there's no way it's gonna hit any. There's no way it's gonna be able to hit. But Andrew gonna switch into his own Groudon, and we're gonna see this Stack Attacker protect. That gives Andrew a better matchup against Alicia's Groudon. Gravity will now make sure that Precipice Blades can hit 100% instead of the normal 85. Stomping Tantrum coming out, not onto the Stack Attacker. A very well predicted play. And with the Tailwind gone now, we don't know the Stack Attacker. This Stack Attacker might end up carrying Wide Guard. We don't know if it does. That would prevent Precipice Blades from attacking Andrew's side if it doesn't have Wide Guard. It really needs to be careful. And we're going to see it switch out. So most likely, and it's going to go into Incineroar with the Intimidate at 70 health. Even with the Intimidate, that Precipice Blades from Alicia's side is going to be very threatening. Andrew did run out of the Tailwind. A Swagger coming out from Alicia's side onto her own Groudon, and the Misty Terrain will prevent the confusion. Opposing Groudon. That's Alicia's Groudon going for that Precipice Blades at a +2. Is going to be enough to take out the Incineroar, but Andrew's Groudon will survive another turn. Andrew's Groudon revealing its item. That is the berry. It's a Pinch Berry. Oh no, I lie. It's the Citrus Berry. And the Precipice Blades coming back out. Not quite a knockout on top of Fini. It survives with just a sliver of health. And gets a good third of the health on Alicia's Groudon gone. Andrew, we don't know. With Andrew here, he's going to bring out Yveltal. We know Yveltal has, I believe Yveltal at least, has shown Sucker Punch in the past. And now that is going to be the big key here of getting Alicia's. And also Alicia cannot hit that Yveltal with the Precipice Blades. That was definitely the switch Andrew needed to make sure that there's no way in heck that Precipice Blades will be able to take out my team. So what will this Yveltal do? Alicia carrying the advantage in numbers with 4 Pokemon. Andrew has 3, but Andrew has a bit of a type advantage by keeping the Yveltal in, or switching into Yveltal against a Groudon. Incineroar will remove one attack stat on each of Andrew's Pokemon. Both are physical attackers, so they're both going to suffer from that. Groudon switching out from Andrew's side, going into Stack Attacker. Very interesting there. Kind of must have to bank on this Groudon. Not going to knock it out with a Precipice Blades. A knockoff is not enough to knock it out, and a Precipice Blades under the gravity will hit that Stack Attacker. And at a 4 times weakness, that Stack oh, and the gravity, I completely forgot. Gravity means that the Yveltal is able to get hit by Precipice Blades, and that did a great amount of damage. Alicia, with that gravity, Precipice Blades has been able to turn the tides in this match. Groudon coming back out for Andrew's side. Both of his Pokemon down to yellow health. The Yveltal also intimidated from Incineroar. Incineroar switched in this turn. It has a free Fake Out it can use. And in this case, the Andrew might want, he's going to protect. He might go for the stall out on this gravity. A double protect there. Does not want to get Fake Outed this turn. I don't know if Fake Outed is a term, but it is now. And Precipice Blades Fake Out as expected coming out from Alicia. Definitely two very similar Pokemon. You have the Dark type, and you have that Groudon on the field. The Sunlight is gone. That doesn't really help Groudon if it carries a fire, unless it carries a fire move. And we've seen that Incineroar, or it would have benefited Incineroar, but with the Flare Blitz. Now that benefit is gone. Gravity has one more turn. Andrew, he's gonna get hit very hard. He used his double protect last turn. He could risk it. Alicia gonna switch the Groudon into Tapu Fini though. Not going to attack with that Groudon. Gonna be all on that Incineroar. And we're gonna see Sucker Punch come out, but it's not gonna do a lot. Or anything for that matter. Precipice Blade's also coming out on the Incineroar. It is a knockout. We're going 2-2 here. 2 Mons versus 2 Mons. Andrew's Pokemon down. Gravity's back to normal, so Precipice Blades now can miss that. And Yveltal is now immune to it. Alicia has that Groudon in the back. And I believe we have seen that its partner is Venusaur. The Venusaur, now quickest on the field, can do quite a few things here by going for Sludge Bomb onto Yveltal or a Grass Attack on the Groudon. Being quickest gives it that advantage, but with Yveltal on the field, it has to be careful that if Yveltal does have Oblivion Wing or a flying move, that Venusaur might be able to get knocked out, and Andrew might be able to take this game. If not, Alicia's in a good position to outspeed and knock out Andrew's Groudon. Andrew at the end this last turn, I believe, he was able to go for the Precipice Blade, so that means he didn't protect. That protect is now able to come back out. The Harsh Sunlight's up for 5 turns. You can't just protect stall that. That Venusaur's speed is going to be up for quite a while. We have one more second, there we go. And Andrew seems to, here we go. Let's see what happens. Gonna go for protect from the Yveltal. It's staying alive this turn. Groudon will not go for that. And the Sludge Bomb onto Venusaur. And a Stomping Tantrum coming out. Sludge Bomb from Venusaur onto Yveltal. Stomping Tantrum, not enough to knock out. Andrew going for a Fire Punch in the Harsh Sunlight onto the Venusaur. It is a knockout. And that Venusaur is gone. Andrew now having the upper hand in speed with the Yveltal now. And we know that Yveltal has Sucker Punch, and that Groudon just protected. Alicia will really need to hustle here in order to knock these out. And Breaking-Bird, that Yveltal is going for the Sucker Punch. Not quite a knockout. Alicia going to Stomping Tantrum onto Andrew's Groudon at 29 HP with a critical hit just to add to it. It's going to be Yveltal versus Groudon in this final matchup. If Andrew is, and you know what, with Andrew with that Sucker Punch, I don't think there's anything that Alicia could do because that Sucker Punch has priority. And in order to remove that Yveltal, you need to attack. And Sucker Punch only hits if an attack hits. Groudon is going to protect, try and prolong its life, make my voice go a little sore. No, I'm just kidding. I absolutely love doing this. So that turn absolutely went nowhere. And we're back. Protect, usually in this case, when you're 1-on-1, gives you more thinking time. And with that, Baconbird not even going, knows it's quicker than the Groudon, doesn't even go for the Sucker Punch. And Andrew Weaver is your Premier Challenge champion! That victory bell has come through for him. I don't think I've been playing Pokemon for quite a while, and I don't think I've ever seen such a successful victory bell. The name is Please Nerf, so I mean, this is proof that it definitely needs to be nerfed. Thank you guys so much for joining me today and joining all the amazing players here at the Premier Challenge. We hope to see you again soon, and thanks for watching. See you later.